More than 40 people have asked to speak during the public comment portion of this meeting. Most own property adjacent to Lake Bowen, Lake Blaylock, or Reservoir 1. As adjacent lake property owners, they are required to comply with the rules and regulations set forth by Spartanburg Water System to protect the water sources that serve more than 200,000 customers. Yet, many of them are not in compliance. For months, they have been harsh critics of Spartanburg Water System in a variety of forums, including the recent City Council meeting and the August Water Commission meeting. They have criticized our CEO, our board, our policies, and our financial performance. The fact is, all anyone at Spartanburg Water System is trying to do is get adjacent property owners to comply with the rules and regulations that protects water quality and lake recreation. For those not wanting to comply, I guess any of us can be seen as an enemy as we work with them to comply. In attacking our performance and leadership, this group of disgruntled lake property owners has told many lies or half-truths. We are here today to help set the record straight. But first, let's put this group of citizens into proper perspective. There are roughly 1,700 adjacent property owners along our source lakes, some of whom are Spartanburg Water customers and some of whom are not. The lake residents represent less than 1% of Spartanburg Water customer base. While we want to hear their concerns and we work with them personally to help address them, we are not going to base policy decisions on the lifestyle desires of less than 1% of those served. That would be extremely unfair to the other 99% of our customers. The water system began stepping up enforcement nearly 2 years ago due to rapid real estate development near the lakes in an effort to maintain water quality and recreational use. You will hear it said today that Spartanburg Water has drafted 84 pages of new rules and regulations for the adjacent property owners to adhere to, and that the rules and regulations infringe upon their rights to access the waterways. That is simply not true. Almost all of the rules and regulations have been in place for decades. All Spartanburg Water did, excuse me folks, we're going to have order in this meeting or we're going to adjourn. All Spartanburg did was provide them in summary form. It takes that many pages to clearly define property owner compliance guidelines and expectations and the actions associated with non-compliance. As mentioned in the past commission meeting and in a recent press release, Spartanburg Water has received feedback on these draft rules and regulations and will be working with staff and individuals to ensure the rules are fair and balanced. They also claim that the rules and regulations have little or nothing to do with ensuring quality drinking water, and that somehow they, not our on-staff experts, know what is best for the protection of our drinking water sources. Let's be clear. Spartanburg Water owns the buffer zone around all 3 source lakes. Anyone that wants access to the lakes from their adjacent property must go through property owned by Spartanburg Water. There is no God-given right to access the lake property or to do things to Spartanburg Water's property, such as cutting down trees, regrading Spartanburg Water property, cutting down, clearing native brush that helps filter rain runoff. Some of these activities can be allowed and are allowed, but only by going through the proper approval channels. One speaker at a recent meeting made this statement: in many cases, the Spartanburg Water buffer goes into people's yards and in some cases into their homes. The only reason such a situation would exist is if homeowners had built their home or outdoor fixtures on property already owned by Spartanburg Water. It's that simple. Let's also be clear that every one of the rules and regulations about protecting water quality and affordability. For example, when the number of size of docks is limited, it has to do with controlling the amount of oil and gas released into the water by boaters. When we restrict property owners from mowing or placing permanent structures in the buffer area, it is to maximize the filtration of contaminants. I also want to take a few minutes to address a comment made by a speaker at a city council meeting that Spartanburg Water has $500 million in debt. As you can see from the presentation that you gave earlier, that is not even close to being true. Actual outstanding bond debt as of June 30th was approximately $166 million, and that is not out of line with the debt carried by other water utilities of similar size. Several critics have painted a picture of poor financial decision-making and poor financial health by Spartanburg Water. Again, this is not true. In fact, the water system has won numerous recent awards for having a strong financial foundation, and Moody's has just increased the Spartanburg Water bond rating to AA. Don't believe it when those with a selfish interest in disparaging Spartanburg Water tell lies to make the utility sound like it has financial management issues. Of course, there are financial challenges, as with all businesses. But Spartanburg Water has a solid financial foundation, and our customers are reaping the benefits. There are two other recent comments made by disgruntled lake property owners that I would like to address today. The first is that adjacent property owners are taxed to the water line instead of the 827 line. That is simply not true. And if it were true, the county, not Spartanburg Water, would be responsible for addressing this matter. The other is they don't think it's fair that county water customers like them pay more than the city customers, yet they have no representation on the Commission of Public Works. The answer is simple. The people of the city of Spartanburg, not Spartanburg County, owns the water system, and the owners of the system receive a rate break. This is consistent with many water utilities around the state. Out-of-city residents are customers, not owners. They cannot run for city council or the water commission, and their taxes are not involved in the day-to-day management of our water resources. As mentioned before, the Commission of Public Works is committed to the Spartanburg community and will continue to strive to provide safe, quality drinking water to its 200,000 customers. It is my hope we can move beyond individual attacks on the commission and the dedicated staff of Spartanburg Water and get back to business as usual. We will continue to work with individual property owners on property and shoreline issues and hope to find a positive resolution in the weeks ahead. Now, we're going to open up our public comment period. This is a meeting to conduct the business of the Commission of Public Works for the City of Spartanburg. This is a public meeting and all are invited to attend and observe. The public comment portion of this meeting is a forum for bringing information to the Commission for their consideration. The public comment portion for today's meeting will be for 45 minutes. Each speaker called will have 2 minutes to speak. If you have submitted a citizen appearance form and are not called during the time set aside for public comment, you are welcome to attend the October meeting and speak. Given the number of speakers who wish to be heard and the need to be respectful of the process, you are requested to sit quietly and refrain from outbursts of any kind, which includes no clapping, calling out, or any disruption. If you are present for this meeting and you cannot control yourself, you will need to exit this meeting. I want to remind you that the opportunity to address the Commission is not a forum for personal attacks or calling out any particular individual. This is a forum for you to bring additional information to the Commission for their consideration. I hope everyone is clear on these expectations. And now we will open our public comment portion of today's meeting. Our Capital Project Officer, Dean Jackson, will explain the process and be the timekeeper for the public comment portion.
Excuse me.
Thank you. Okay, I've got a list. I call your names. Please come to the podium, state your name and your address for the record. There will be a 2-minute time limit. When you hear the alarm, please finish up. First person is Camilla Briggs.